I've been waiting for this, and I hope it happens. So the game wants to get in on the action. What action? The Logan brother action. He asks Jake Paul and Logan Paul, you're Jake Paul, Logan Paul. Meet me and my little brother downtown LA in front of the Staples Center. And let's just fight. Head up fades. No gloves, no money needed. Just on some me and my brother will fuck you and your brother up shit. And then we get a response from Jake saying, hate it or love it, you would get knocked the fuck out. The game's a big dude.
He is, yeah.
He's a big dude. That doesn't mean anything. You could be a big dude and just still don't know how to throw them hands. I've known guys like that. You know, use their size to intimidate, and then when you actually flex back, they're useless. They're just like a big pylon. You know what I mean? I know guys like that. There's also on YouTube, you could YouTube I can't remember the rapper's name, but he talked about laying the game out right in front of his son in a mall. Right? So, you know, and that doesn't mean anything. Anybody could get it. You know what I mean? Nobody's invincible out here. No one's invincible out here. But I would like to see that. I would like to see that more than Floyd fighting them.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really care if they fight. I mean, I guess it would be good, but the game's not a boxer. I don't want to see any more non-boxers fight. I want to see people who actually have love for the sport and actually know how to do what they're doing. I want to see those people box. And I don't know, the game, where is this guy coming from? He's like, you know, I'll reference video games once again. When you're online sometimes in video games, you'll have people come on, especially in GTA, you'll have people come on when you're trying to do something and just kill you for no reason. Like, you're just minding your own business. Like, you could be doing random things. You're doing a mission, you could be buying clothes, something like that. And another player will come online and just kill you for no reason.
Just end your shit.
That's no real purpose. That's what the game is doing right now. He is just attacking for no reason. Like, why is he coming out of nowhere all of a sudden to want to challenge the Logan brothers and blah, blah, blah. I get that he has nothing going on. I get it. But like the man said, hate it or love it, your time is done. The game. I don't think you should be doing anything that involves getting money right now because you owe too much. So you're not going to really be getting anything out of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll help you pay off your debts a little quicker. Maybe that's what he's looking for. But I don't know, man. If they fight, whatever. To me.
Well, the reason why I think the game is getting involved is just because he's sick and tired of seeing the Logan brothers talk shit, especially the black people. Look, you know, God rest his soul, DMX, when DMX was still with us, DMX wanted to, there was a possibility of a celebrity, and I can't believe it, a celebrity boxing match between DMX and George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman and DMX. Right? DMX had no dog in that fight, pardon the pun, but the reason why is because of what Zimmerman did. Right. He wanted to knock him the fuck out for what he did to a young black kid. The game could just be like, yo, I'm sick and tired of this shit. This white boy saying da 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 da. I need to shut you the fuck up. Period. No money needed. You just need to humble yourself. And that's what I'm about. I'm about humility. You understand what I'm saying? Humility. You are tired of it. You are a fan of boxing. I respect that boxing is sport. It is a real sport. This shit is not. But at the end of the day, when somebody's doing all this, chirp, 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 sometimes they just need to, one of them.
Yeah, but like the game should just support another boxer who knows what they're doing and get them to fight.
Is Jake or Logan a boxer?
They are taking it seriously, is what I'm saying. Like, I have to give them their respect for taking the craft seriously and training day in and day out and changing diets and blah, 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 blah. Everybody said it. There's a big boxing broadcaster, Max. I forget his last name, but as soon as I say Max, and people know who I'm talking about if they know who it is. And he's been in boxing for years, and he even gave Jake Paul his credit, saying he's put in his work. I have to give him his credit.
That's fine.
You can't.
No, you're right.
Whether you like them or hate them.
You're right,
I'd rather
man.
see them
You're
fight
right.
somebody.
You're right.
I'd rather see them. If they were just coming off their couch, cool, go fight the game. Y'all two are just doing nothing. Cool, go do your thing. But now that he's trained and he's shown improve, I want to see him fight somebody with some talent. I've seen him beat up regulars already. I've seen that. Let me see him fight somebody now.
All right, that's a pretty solid point, man. Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? Do you want to see the game fight one of the Logan brothers? If so, who? If so, who do you think would win? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to go in the description. We got lots of goodies down there for you. All right? Deuces. I'm not going to lie. I've been stuck to the whole Joe Budden drama. I just have been. It's interesting. I love podcasts. Hey, we do a podcast. It's not surprising that I love podcasts. And I've been watching the Joe Budden podcast for quite some time. So when Rory and Mal put out their official, well-produced, by the way, response, I'll name this response later, I said, damn, I didn't know they were percentage partners. I didn't know that because they were percentage partners, they had right to accounting. Hey, that makes perfect sense. How the hell do I know what I'm getting if I don't know what you're making? That makes sense.
Right.
Budden responds, whatever. You could talk about that shit. I'm talking about Olivia Dope. I'm talking about Olivia Dope, who was a part of a podcast on the Joe Budden Network. All right? So super quick. All you got to do is just YouTube this nigga. YouTube Joe Budden and sexual assault allegations. Alleged. None of this shit's been proven. But there's a lot of stories surrounding that nigga. Some crazy shit. So anyways, really quick. Olivia Dope was doing a podcast with him. Joe Budden's on the podcast talking about her tits, saying he wants to fuck her and all this shit. She ended up quitting the podcast and she came out today. She did like a 23-minute video detailing how awkward it was. It was crazy. I haven't seen Budden respond to it yet, but I feel like her thing was like, I had to do this because here I am telling my daughter, if anybody ever does that to you, to stand up, and I didn't stand up. So, she's like, it took a lot, but I'm finally saying something. I feel like she did it because Rory and Mal kind of put the ball in, or you know what I mean, started the momentum going. So she's like, all right, you know what? Good timing. It's kind of like when Cosby got accused. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime where I know any of those sexual allegations things, but what a way to kick somebody when they're already being persecuted. You know what I mean? Well, some people are praising, some people are persecuting Joy. It depends on what side you're looking at still. And we spoke about this, and we both said, we got to wait to hear Rory and Mal's side, because the way that Joe's making it sound, I don't know. They're gonna have to explain a lot of things. And you know what? I watched the same thing, and they explained a lot of things, and there were a lot of details that were left out. And there's a lot of people who have been in Joe Budden's life that when they were explaining his character and the way that he was kind of talking to them in a disrespectful way, and kind of like, especially the conversation that Mal said that they had in the backyard, where he's like, this podcast is none of your business. Like, what happens with the podcast, that's my business, it's none of your business type of vibe. Even talking to somebody like that, that's crazy to me. Like, I don't know Joe, but I don't know if he feels like he can get away with these things, or if maybe the success of this podcast has kind of given him something that, was denied to him before. They almost say that you get things at the time that you're supposed to get them. So even though he had a chance to be super famous before, he kind of faded off. And maybe this is why. Maybe he's toxic to himself once he realizes that he has a level of importance that may be, or a level of influence that may be above other people, because just the way his personality is separate from the podcast and everything like that, just the way he deals with people, it comes off as though Joe Budden has that God mentality. Like, I run this, and I don't care if you were here or who helped build it or who was a co-host, it has my name on it. And if it wasn't for me, this wouldn't exist type thing. And that's toxic, man. That's a toxic mindset.
Well, all I know is this. When Budden responded to the Rory and Mal reaction, or response rather, he started saying, look, man, you guys are not percentage partners. And even if you were, read your contracts. Nothing in there says you have right to accounting. And what he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but what he said was, I'm a businessman. I can't now just start revealing what's in people's contracts because that's going to impact my future endeavors, people that might want to work with me in the future. And the reason why 100%. That is so important to point out, he's concerned about his business and how that might impact his future endeavors. Here we have Olivia Dope talking about sexual harassment on the job. And she says multiple times, I'm doing this as a warning for any women who are thinking about working with him. And what do we know if we don't know nothing else when it comes to sexual allegations? It is a stain. It is a stain. They've attempted to hit him with this before, and he's, for the most part of it, kind of moved on. But that's Joe as an individual entity. Now, this is Joe as a company, as a, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I don't know, man. Yeah. Messy out there. Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? Do you believe this Olivia Dope thing? She was saying a lot of people were laughing. It could have been a joke. Probably was. But still, if you don't know this person, you can't joke around like that.
Right.
It was their first time meeting. Right? So, what are your thoughts?
What year did that happen, though? That must have been a long.
This was a while ago.
Like
yeah.
8-9 years ago.
I wouldn't go that far, but it was a while ago.
I'm not gonna say that Joe is a completely different person or anything like that, or that the time that separates it negates the action or anything like that. But the fact that she's bringing it up right now, Olivia ain't living that dope life because she's looking for some attention right now.
Well, I mean,
you're gonna put this out here.
Well, what I'm saying though is whether she reported it the very next day or 10 years later, that's the time that we're in when somebody makes an accusation like that.
It happened.
There you go. Viewing public, what are your thoughts though? Do you think that Rory and Mal know what the F train is in their contract? Do they have the rights to accounting? Is accounting more than just some numbers punched into an Excel spreadsheet? What about Olivia Dope? She's taking it too far, little too late. Is she hopping on the Get Joe Budden bandwagon? Leave it in the comments, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check that description box. We got some goodies. Doses. My guy, do you like Nirvana?
I've never listened to any of their music, so,
You're fired.
There's that.
You're fired. Can I fire you? I don't think I could fire you. If I could, I'd fire you. Listen. Legendary. Anyways, so we talked the other day about Tom Brady, and we talked about LeBron King James. How much were their cards going for, Dre? My guy?
1.72 million.
What did I tell you I needed from somebody if I spent 1.72 million? Like a pinky or something? Like an appendage? Not a piece of cardboard, right? I made that pretty clear. So the reason why I point that out is because Kurt Cobain, some strands of hair, let me be specific here. Kurt Cobain's locks, what was it? Just a few locks, 6 strands. If you're watching this, I want you to find a strand of hair, if you can. 6 strands of Kurt Cobain's hair sold for $14,145.
That doesn't make any sense.
What I want to know is how much the entire head of hair goes for. There's somebody out there figure it out.
$2,000, over $2,000 a strand of hair. Somebody really paid that. I mean, I'm not surprised. Like at this point, I'm no longer surprised by these type of things. People have bought things for all types of price. Things are valued at whatever somebody's willing to fucking pay for it. And like, what I've come to realize is, pandemic or no pandemic, there is going to be rich people buying dumb shit. So the streak continues. There's been multiple things that have happened before. There's going to be things that have happened after. The fact that somebody really dropped $14,000 though, there's a lot of people right now watching this. Like, goddamn, I'm struggling to pay rent this month. And this person just bought 6 strands of hair.
My guy, where's your teen spirit? You seem very angry. You need to meditate and get to nirvana.
That was so.
He doesn't know because he's not a fan. This is
I
the
wish I knew some more
problem.
Nirvana song so I could reference
Teen
how
Spirit
cheesy that
is a song. Anyways,
with a title.
listen. Let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. He makes a very good point. Of course, the value of something depends on the person who wants to buy it. But I think that Kurt Cobain had more of an impact on people's lives than LeBron James and Tom Brady. Okay, that's what I think. And let's not even talk about their philanthropy because only because Kurt Cobain is gone. You know, LeBron James and they're still here, so they can still do that. So let's take that away. But let's just talk about what they did. Let's talk about what they did for a living. We all know what music can do. We know how music can get you through some shit. We know this. What can basketball and football get you through? I'm curious.
Remember, you're not a sports person, so that's why you're probably...
Am I asking the question? Am I asking a question? I think I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
And I'm giving you an answer. You're not a sports person, so it's hard for you to relate to that type of love for a sports figure because you don't have it at all. You love music, so you can understand the relation to a love for an artist. But if you want to say that there are people that Kurt Cobain has influenced more people in the world... I said impacted more people in the world than LeBron and Tom Brady, that's fine. You can think that. I beg to differ. I'm not going to say there's more or there's less, but there are definitely little kids who didn't have belief in themselves, saw these guys make it from little city in Ohio, and then Tom Brady doing what he did as a champion, and that pushed them to be better. There's people in the league right now in the NFL who are watching Tom Brady, whose lives have been impacted by Tom Brady, and they play with him because because of his greatness and because of what he's achieved in his life, and they want to be able to achieve that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends on how you look at it. If LeBron James was to shave his beard and sell the hair from his beard, it would sell for more than $14,000.
You know why? Because he would buy it.
That is this guy. That's not what I'm saying.
Listen, I definitely understand what you're saying. It is a matter of perspective. Mine's is my own. But what is yours? Whose hair are you buying? You buying LeBron's hair, Tom Brady's hair, or Kurt Cobain's hair? Whose hair would go for more? Who do you think was more impactful? Who left a bigger mark on the world? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please go into that description box. We got some great things in there for you guys. Adeuces. I'm not a fan of cheating. I don't like people who cheat. I don't believe in infidelity. I think it's the coward's way out. I think if you are in a relationship and you are not happy and or satisfied, I think you should be man or woman enough to tell that person how you feel, work on that, and if it doesn't work out, leave. Save yourself the heartache. The only real luxury you have is time. That's it.
Right.
So why waste it? If you're not happy, leave. Don't cheat. Why do that? That's how I feel about that. My question to you is, if you got a homie, if you got the homie, you got the homie, and your homie's with a ting, and you've been telling your homie that, yo, your ting, she's not very faithful. Your home, people get blinded by love. Crazy, man, get out of here with that. Whatever. So you at the homie's house, and he leaves. You're there with the ting. And the ting wants to smash. And you want to prove a point that your homie's ting is not loyal. So you smash. Who is in the wrong?
What? If we're talking about, okay, I'm the person in the hypothetical situation, then I am in the wrong.
Wait, why would you be in the wrong?
Because that's my boy, and
but that's his girl.
If it's really your boy, you've known him for longer than he's known that girl, and you knew him before he knew that girl. So there's a lot of things that come into play that happened way before this girl came into existence that should have factored into I guess we'll say my head before I decided to go make this decision. There's a lot of other ways I could prove to my boy that his girl's a cheater other than fucking doing it myself. That is the slimiest
Okay,
way
give
ever.
me
And
one. Give me one example of how you can prove that. You're gonna hire the dude from Cheaters with the camera and have him roll up on her.
that's one. Do you have any more?
I guess I kind of handed that one. Kind of
You
handed
have
that
any
to
more
you.
sarcastic ones that could be real answers? 'Cause
Listen, I understand your point, but what I'm saying is that the relationship is that tight because foundation, history
Right.
with the homie. What does he care if she cheated on him with? He should be upset at the girl, not at him. He should be upset at the girl because he should be like, "Look, everybody was telling me you was trifling, and you screwed my best friend. It couldn't have been a stranger.
right.
It could have been some random, my best friend. I will be mad at the girl, not my friend."
What's to stop the best friend from fucking his next girlfriend and then being like, "Oh, I thought she was a cheater too"?
Because, and that's a excellent point, and I imagine you bring that up because that should, bring up a little bit of, I guess, anger
It's a dumb
towards.
reason. It's a fucking dumb reason to have sex with somebody's girlfriend. That's a dumb reason if you're somebody's friend. That's all I'm saying. That would be a horrible explanation because I wanted to prove that she was a cheater. That's a horrible mentality, and I'm pretty sure there's lots of dudes that have done that. I'm pretty sure there are tons of dudes who have done that and tried to justify it like that. Yo, it's why you mad at me, my nigga? Why you mad at me for? That's your girl, dog. That's your girl. Can't be mad at me. Yeah, I can be mad at you. I can be
Okay,
mad
so
at you
if
and
you're
her.
the guy who got cheated on, who are
I
you
got
mad
enough
at?
anger.
Who are you mad at?
I'm mad at both of them.
Okay,
I'm mad at both
fine.
of them.
Okay,
I don't
good,
even know
good,
who
good.
I'm mad at more.
So you're mad. Sorry, say it again.
I don't know who I'm mad at more.
Okay, so you're mad at both of them. Who are you going to talk to first? So it's all said and done. Time heals all wounds. Are you locking the friend off, period? Are they done?
The only way I'm talking, and the girl is definitely locked off for eternity. But the only way I'm talking to that guy again, or I forget. The only way my friend should talk to me, whatever the scenario is, you know what I'm talking about. The only way that should happen is if the person who committed the crime comes back and has a sincere fucking apology with words and with actions. That's the only way that's happening in my world.
Let me tell you
Because at
something.
the end of the day, there's friendship. Friendship is you're not gonna find a lot of people who can be your friends. And you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. There's mistakes and there's patterns though. So
Let me just say this one thing. I agree and I disagree. The scenario I'm describing actually happened to me. I won't put any names in it, but I was dating this chick. This was high school days, and whatever. She started messing around with my homie. I lived like 3 doors down to him. Like not grade school, but like high school. This is my dog. And whatever. Fast forward, I found out about it because people told me, and I called him over. And I started asking him, when you ask people questions you already know the answers to?
the answers too, yeah, just to see what they say.
Yeah. And he knew what time it was because you could just tell on his face.
Yeah.
And anyways, he apologized sincerely a lot.
Yeah.
And we sat down, we made some jokes about, at the female's expense. And that was it. He left her alone, I left her alone, and it was done.
Yeah. That scenario is exactly what I said at the very end there. That situation makes sense to me. Because it really depends on how long you've been friends for.
You said you'd be mad at the homie too. I wasn't mad at all.
I mean, not to be angry at all is different.
At all. Like 0%.
That's crazy to me. That you weren't even a little bit.
Well, check this out, right?
angry that
We'll check this
somebody
out.
would
We'll
go
check this
do
out.
that.
We'll check this out. We'll check
Did
this
he,
out.
why couldn't he tell you before he did it?
What I'm trying to say to you, like how I started this off about time, your most valuable asset, right? He saved me time. Time. I can't be mad at a nigga that jumps in front of a bullet for me.
You're crazy. That is how you're comparing it? Okay.
Time.
Hey, man, listen.
Time.
Listen, there's nothing that I'm going to be able to tell you to convince you that your thinking is a little bit different, but it's a little bit different. And that's okay, man, because you know what? This guy, You're allowed to do what you want, man. You're allowed to do what you want and feel the way you want. But I'm just telling you straight up that your thinking is misguided a little bit.
I really don't think it is. But what is your thinking? That's the bigger question. Ladies, if your girl sleeps with your guy, who are you mad at? The guy or the girl? If you're mad at both of them, is there any possible reconciliation for either of them? And same exact question to the fellas. Who are you mad at? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that description box. We got some great things in there for you guys. Hadouses. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yo, Chris, we got to 200 subscribers, man.
Finally.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to stop there. We have a new goal. The new goal is 500 subscribers. So what I need you to do, I need you to like these videos over here. I need you to subscribe right here, man. Two guys doing the podcast, man.